You know, I was up watching TV a couple of nights ago, and I noticed that just about every commercial that came on TV had something to do with meat, eating meat. They had this cooker that was cooking meat. And before they actually put it in the cooker, they had this raw meat sitting on the counter. They had steak, they had burgers, and when they started cooking this meat, it's like the two people that were advertising that cooker and that was tasting the meat seemed like they became overjoyed eating that meat. Then right after that, a commercial came on and they showed a Burger King Whopper, and they showed all this meat on it, and the meat was cooking and it was sizzling, and the people that were eating the burger had a look in their eyes, and they ate that burger, man, like it was the best thing on planet Earth. And then I turned the channel, and when I turned the channel, another, what do they call it, infomercial was on. And they had meat, steaks, and they were frying this meat up, and the raw meat, and I'm sitting there looking at this meat, and I thought to myself, I'm like, wow, I said, they're so obsessed with eating meat. And you got some people that even go as far as eating it rare. You know, they want it bloody. They can't eat it unless it's bloody meat. So that made my mind thinking. I guess when it's late at night, you have nothing to do, your mind tends to sometimes run wild on you. You start thinking crazy things. I'm a thinker. I've always been a thinker. And sometimes I think, sometimes I allow my mind to go levels that maybe I shouldn't allow it to go because it enters into a danger zone. Sometimes we can think because our mind is so vast. And it's sad that a lot of people really don't use their mind, the full capacity of their mind. But when you really begin to start using a part of that capacity, that unused capacity, then your mind starts going into realms that's completely out of this world. Realms that would, at normal times, drive someone crazy or mad. Okay, so I allowed my mind to go there, and it made me wonder, why were humans so obsessed with eating flesh, right? So it made me wonder if humans were inherently cannibals. Are humans inherently cannibals? Because I hear people that say all the time that humans are a type of animal. And if you watch the animal kingdom, especially like in Africa, on the continent, and you see these animals, you know, get this other animal and eat it and just eat them, and they're like just feasting off of this raw meat. Blood, everything is just all over their fur. They just feasting off of this. Well, humans are the same way. And if you really take time out to think about it, there are so many humans that eat out of their nose. There's humans that eat the wax out of their ears. Now, I know it sounds disgusting, but this is what people do. There are people that actually do that. They eat out of their nose. They eat the wax out of their ears. They bite their fingernails. They just don't bite their fingernails and spit it out. They bite their fingernails and chew on it, nibble on it, and then swallow it. There's people that eat the dead skin off their own body. So now we're living in times where people find fellatio acts as a form of excitement, like not just oral sex, but yet they're gone as far as fellatio acts, putting their tongue, their mouth on another person's rectum, where their waste come out. You know, there's people that would drink other people's urine. And like I mentioned in the video of the past, that there's people that would even, hunters, when they go hunting, they would even drink the blood of the deer to try to gain that deer force, that life force of the deer. But then I'm sure that there's people, and there are people, because I read up on this, where people will eat the flesh of another human being that's either smart or have some type of gift or talent. And they feel that if they eat the life force, the flesh of a smart person, then they too will become smart, like that deceased person. They feel that that would bring them some type of connection with this person's talent or gift. So I'm going to put an article on the bottom, which I found to be interesting. I want you guys to check it out and feedback and tell me what you think. Now, the past several years, we've been hearing cases in the media where either a person was high on drugs or a person that just quote unquote lost their mind, and they decided to eat maybe their dog, or they decide to cut up their children or a family member, or like in Florida, they had that dude that became a zombie that was eating this man's flesh, raw flesh. Okay, so are human beings inherently cannibals? There are countries that it's legal, it's a normal thing for cannibalism is a normal thing, where humans will eat the flesh of other humans. When I was heavy into my artwork, because I'm an artist, I draw, I paint, it's a talent or gift I was born with. I kind of backed away from it. I'm more into photography, but I still do my drawing and painting, you know. I just recently bought a lot of art supplies and, you know, canvas and, you know, easels and paints and stuff like that, and just find time to get back into it, but not to get into all of that. But I used to do art exhibitions, okay? And, you know, you would have people from all over that would come to the gallery, and they, you know, would buy your work. If they see some work that they like, they would buy it, you know. But I remember there was these Aborigines that had their work on display. And I was talking to a few of them, and they, when I was, you know, asking them about their culture, come to find out they were actually cannibals, you know. And the one dude was, and I was like, so you telling me you actually ate another human being? And he said yes, you know, it's a normal thing for them to do. So I just found that to be quite interesting, man. These people are like, and you look at them, man, you could, it's just something about when you look in their eyes, man, you can just see death. You know, you just see something that's quite evil with that, you know. But again, and I mentioned in another video that there are, even here in New York State, in certain restaurants, they actually sell human flesh, like eyeballs. There's people, you gotta, like this one guy was talking about, you gotta know how to eat a human eyeball. They eat the human brain, things of that nature. So it's just quite interesting. So what are your thoughts about that, where humans are inherently cannibals, you know, and how people eat the flesh of a dead person thinking that they're going to gain the life force or the talents or gift of this person? So I'm going to put an article on the bottom. I want you guys to feedback and tell me what you think. Until next time. Peace.